from my window. Sun's coming up like the day before. You're like a stone on my pillow. I don't make a sound when I shut the door. You don't have to wake up yet. We can spend all day in bed. I'll put the TV in the room. We'll have a Netflix marathon. Kenny G saxophone. We'll order in a bunch of food. I'll put your favorite.
Hello friends and enemies. Welcome to or back to Happy For Now. It's me, Isabel, here with your September reset. How is it already September? So ready. I know it's not going to be cold, and I know, I'm in a sweatshirt because I'm in the house. But, I know, in my mind, September is not actually the start of the cold where I live, but I like to pretend it is, and I'm ready. I have a mix of, kind of summery books still and fall books to read, and I'm very excited for it all. Very excited. September is another pretty busy month for me. I have a really fun trip happening. Well, it's kind of a trip. You'll see when it happens. I'm really excited for it, but it'll be later this month, so I'll have a vlog of that trip happening, of course. I think we're vlogging. I need to find out. But yeah, that's happening. There's so much going on. Big list of things for me. But we're gonna talk about everything I've got going on in September. Some of my loose reading plans, as always. I don't do set TBRs. The only things I commit to reading are any live shows I'm on. Otherwise, things are mostly potentials. So we'll talk about some of the arcs I have pulled out this month. Also, some of my potentials. And the reason I want to be sure I'm spotlighting some of these books because of a challenge happening. All right, first up, I only have 3 lives in the month of September. One of them is getting moved probably because I realized it has a conflict for me with timing. But we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. First up, Yona of the Dawn is happening. We are reading volumes 26 through 30 for this live. That will be on September 2nd, so that's this coming Saturday. I'm currently 10 volumes behind. So yeah, I'm going to be reading those over the next week. I'm going to read 2 a day here. So we'll do that. I'm excited for it. I'm very excited. So yeah, Yona of the Dawn live happening. That will have Shay and Marg reads manga and myself on it. I'm very pumped. I can't wait to discuss more Yona. I missed the last live because of scheduling conflicts. And then on September 12th, the Cruel Seduction episode of Chapter 3 podcast will drop. I do think I don't know that this is going to happen live or not. I'm not sure. We're figuring out schedules right now. But tentatively it might. It might. So keep your eye out over on the Chapter 3 page, and I will post on Instagram if it does, when we have a schedule. But that's happening. I'm really excited for Cruel Seduction. I put it off, and I have an arc of Midnight Ruin, and I may read that this month, depending on how Cruel Seduction ends, and then just revisit it when it's released in January. It's likely. We'll see. And then last we have the next Alana Andrews live show, which is Bayou Moon, tentatively scheduled for the 15th, but again, I can't make that date. So I'll either miss it or we'll reschedule. I'm not sure. I will share the dates on Instagram and down below as soon as I know. We're working in the chat, in our group chat about this. So I will let you know down below, because maybe we'll know before this video goes up. But I'm not sure. Okay, other big news. 30 and 30's back. You've probably seen Brie and Ashley and Shay's announcement videos. I will have had a short up and a TikTok and a reel for this. So if you're curious, you can watch their videos as well. But basically, 30 and 30 is a challenge we do twice a year, where the goal is to read 30 volumes of manga in 30 days. I'm shooting for 45 to 60. I've read a lot of manga. I've almost read 30 manga in August, and I'm filming this on the 28th. So I think 30 and 30 is going to be pretty easy for me this month, because it's going to allow me some unstructured reading after the Amazing Readathon. So that's going to be nice, but also I'm ready, because I got shelves here, right? I have 3 shelves of unread manga, and my goal is to exit 30 and 30 with 1 less shelf of unread manga, maybe. So yeah, my goal is to read a lot of what I own. I would like to finish some series up. I have 2 volumes of Bad Boys Happy Home left, and it's only a 3-volume series and I haven't finished it. I have some standalone BLs left that I'd like to get to. I also have like 10 volumes of Lovesick Ellie I haven't started yet. Something's Wrong with Us just wrapped up. If I don't finish it in August, I'd like to finish it next month. I also have Yona volumes to catch up on. And I'm sitting on like 2 new volumes of the Apothecary Diary, so I'd like to catch up on that. Like my big goal is honestly to just like pull from my shelves. Like pull as much from my shelves as I can and just read. I'm gonna kind of maybe read 1 volume a day, maybe 2. Like I'm gonna start in the mornings and read 1 volume at least, and then go from there. We'll see how that works out for me. But I also would like to pick up some of my digitals. I do have a couple digitals that I've been reading, and I'd like to continue to pick up more books in those series. So yeah, like my big goal, like I said, is just read down what I own and read a lot of my digitals and things like that as well. So we'll see how I do. I'm gonna do a cumulative vlog because I managed to do one for the Amazing Readathon kind of, where all of my main prompts are in one video. So I'm hoping that, because I did it this time, I can do it again. So we're gonna get one big vlog at the end of September of all the manga I read. And then you'll get a manga log at some point with everything else I've read over the last couple months. Okay, so if you want to join us, please do. We all have Instagram templates up on soon. Like by the time you see this video, I'll post templates. There's a link to Shay's Discord down below, and there's a link to a Storygraph challenge if you'd like to join there. So I'm just really excited. I want to see what everybody reads. I love doing these. I think they're just really fun, and I think it's going to give me like what I need to continue reading a lot after the Amazing Readathon happened, because I've read a lot this month, y'all. Okay, then that's the only readathon I'm doing in September. I thought about the Battle-a-thon, but honestly, I can't do another one right now. I need a break. All right, let's talk about all the arcs I have for September. One of my goals for the rest of the year is to try and read half of my arcs each month that I have. I don't know if I'll manage it or not. I'm such a mood reader lately, and it's just been interesting. So I have 6 arcs for September. One of these I probably will not read for a while, but I would like to read it ahead because I'm anticipating it being on some lists at the end of the year. So first up, I have Witches Get Stuff Done by Molly Harper. I really liked her Mystic Bayou series on Audible Originals, so I would like to read this sooner than later. I do think I have it on Audible because I think it was an Audible Original. Yes, so it is. I have it on Audible because it was an Audible Original, now getting a print release. I got an e-arc of it, so I'd like to maybe listen to it and review it. I also have an arc of Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score, which when I read the first Lucy Score book I ever read, I said I want to read this book. So when I was able to get an arc of it, I was like, sweet, let's get the arc and see what we think. Because I didn't want to read book 2 because that was like a cop romance and I'm not into that. So yeah, I have that one. This is Sloan and I can't remember his name. Either way, I found them really intriguing in the first book. Things We Never Got Over. These titles, we'll never keep them straight. Anyways, I found them really intriguing and I'd like to hear their story. Then I have Salt Kisses by Sierra Simone, which is her newest. This is a retelling of a Greek myth I will put down here. I don't remember which. And I have Salt in the Wound. I got actually a free physical print copy of it at Steamulet. And I would like to read this. I got an arc of this as well, and I'd like to pick it up sooner than later. I haven't read a lot of new Sierra Simone lately because when I did Thorn Chapel, I liked it, but it was like not enough to keep me going through a whole series. So I'm hoping that I really like this and read it this month. Then I also have God a Killer, which came out in the UK last year, and I was really intrigued about it when I saw reviews for it on TikTok. This is a fantasy, and I'm not sure if I'm going to like it or not, so I'm kind of hoping that the release, maybe an audio will come out and I can listen to it, because I do tend to do better with fantasy books on audio. I also have Cleat Cute by Meryl Wilsner. This one I'm really, really excited to read, because one, if I like it, I'm going to hopefully get to meet Meryl again at Parnassus when Ashley Herring Blake comes in October. Yeah, in October. So if I can do that, if I like this, I can get that signed by them and I can get the newest Ashley Herring Blake signed. But this is supposed to be a Roy and Danny Rojas-esque heroines, sapphic soccer romance, and it feels like what I need post Ted Lasso. I feel like I'm removed enough now to read a soccer book, so I'm fingers crossed for a fun time and a delightful time in this one. And then last but not least, we have A Kiss and Spell by Celestine Martin. This is one of the cozier witch books series I've enjoyed already. I really liked Witchful Thinking, which came out last September, and this book I'm really excited for and curious to see where it goes and how it works. I think this is one that's really worth your time if you haven't picked them up and you've been enjoying the cozy witches. This is it. Like, this series was so fun, and it's just very small town, and it's these cousins and they all have powers basically, and they make a wish, and this is all of their wishes playing out. Okay, let's talk about my potentials. One of the things I'm implementing now is I do want to make sure I'm sharing at least 3 or more options that are qualified for a 23 for 23 project. So this project is all about reading BIPOC stories by BIPOC authors. So because of that, I'm making sure, again, I feature a minimum of 3 each reset for the rest of the month for y'all, just to give you some ideas, some options, some things to pick up. But I personally will be doing the challenge, even though I've already met 23 in 23. I'm going to continue the challenge and continue to read more BIPOC stories for the rest of the year, because that's what I already do, but I want to make sure I'm extra on it with the challenge, because I'd love to have some good recs for y'all. If you want to participate, I will have links to the 23 for 23 challenge down below, and we will be talking about it more in depth in Romancelandia, because there's been some critiques, there's been some questions, comments, all the things, so we'll talk about it there. But for now, let's talk about everything I'm going to be reading, hopefully, in the month of September. So first up, my members pick for September is Tallowwood by N.R. Walker. This is a detective romance. I'm really curious about this. I'm really excited about it. My friend Steph has read it and loved it. This is an Australian author, so that's exciting. I've not read a ton of Australian authors, but it is a mystery romance, so I think it'll be a fun time. Personally, I know it's gonna like involve finding like human remains somewhere, all that stuff. I don't know a ton about it. I do think this cover is stunning. So yeah, I'm really excited to try this. I think it'll be a fun time. I will note too, the rest of 2023's picks for my members are all going to be BIPOC authors. We already read a pretty good mix, but I want to make sure with 23 for 23 happening, we exclusively select BIPOC stories. That way we're all just having one extra added to our list, you know, which is a good thing. Then I am for sure reading Pumpkin Wild by Emily Rath this month. I hadn't gotten to it yet because it came out on my wedding anniversary while I was in California, and I just was like so tired, and I kind of just want to like sit down and read it in a day. So that'll be in one of your weekly vlogs. I'm reading that this month, probably in the next week or so, and I'm very excited for it. The other thing I'm hopefully going to prioritize this month is Body Check by Tegan Hunter. This is her newest series. Unfortunately, I didn't get an arc of it, but that's okay. That's okay. It's fine. I'm still going to read it, and I will probably pick it up within a week or so of it being out, and I'm really excited for it. I really enjoy her writing. It's very comforting. And that is a rec video you're getting this month, which is like authors I go to when I'm maybe not in the best spot, and authors I find comforting to read. Next, we have my 4 picks for 23 for 23. Obviously, I'm going to read more than this 4 selections, but these are the 4 that I'm like currently tossing around of like, I would like to get to these. So first up, we have Skeletons of Society by Marie Merivilla. This is the first book in Toxic Paradise. I read the second book, Syndicates of Sins, and I met Marie at Steamulet and got both books signed. So I'd like to go ahead and read the first book, so I just know I'm happy and ready to go for the third book whenever that drops. I'm very excited. This has a really badass heroine, which is part of why I also really want to read it. I've been in the mood for like some kick-ass heroines, so I feel like this is gonna hit that spot perfectly for me. And it is like a darker romance, which I'm kind of in the mood for as we like get into fall. Again, I know it's not actually fall here, but we'll pretend in my heart it is. Then I also have Don't Go Bake in My Heart. Hold on. Another author that I really enjoyed a book from, Sweet Hand. I have their next book, Don't Go Bake in My Heart. I have it in ebook and I have it physically because they had it at Steamulet, and I was like, well, she's here. She lives in the Caribbean. I should get this book now. So, I honestly am really pumped for Don't Go Bake in My Heart. But yeah, this follows a super serious buttoned up hero and a heroine who helps him come undone a little. And they end up in a baking competition together. She helps him learn to bake. Right up my alley. I loved Sweet Hand, so I know I'm gonna love this, and I cannot wait to get to it. I'm just excited overall for it. Also, the cover is stunning. Then we have A Turn in the Air by A.H. Cunningham. I forgot this came out. Listen, this was like on the top of my radar, and this is the ADHD brain at play. I forgot it came out, and then we were talking about it in my Discord, and I was like, oh shit, I need to read that. So I did already check it out from KU, and I'm gonna read it soon. This is a plus size heroine, and I think she does aerials or something, like, or silks. I don't know. I don't care. I really want to read A.H. Cunningham, but I haven't gotten to her yet, and I feel like this is the perfect opportunity. This book really appeals to me. I think this has primal play in it, if I recall correctly. Editing me will correct filming me if I'm wrong, but it had some things that I'm really into, and I was like, yes, please. So I'm excited to read this one. Then I also have Heartless Heathens on my TBR by Santana Knox. I got this audiobook on sale. I have wanted to read this for ages. I love Santana's TikToks. I love everything I've seen about this book. It sounds right up my alley as far as dark romances go. And white shoes, like, I'm here for it. So I'm hoping to prioritize that this month. Like I said, I feel like I'm mixing, like, dark romance and some fun summery romances. But, like, that's where I'm at right now mentally. I want dark romance and I want summery romances. Give me all of them in one go. So we're gonna do that. It's fine. It works. So yeah, those are my 4 I have picked out so far for this month. But again, I will be reading more than that. That's everything for September's reset. Let me know down below what you're going to be reading this month if you're participating 23 for 23. If you have a rec for people for 23 and 23, let us know down below as well. Like, give me the title, the author, and give us a couple tropes and, like, about the book, okay? If you got some, drop them, because I always am looking for more, and I know other people will be looking for them as well. So do that down below. And if you don't want to do either of those things, you can leave me a leaf emoji, because we're going to pretend it's fall, or something Halloween related, because I am literally decorating for Halloween this week. I would have already done it, but because of travel I didn't. So it's happening. Halloween is happening in this house, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait. So yeah, do all that. I will have links to every book I talked about down below, links to live shows I can link to, and links to me and my friend anywhere on the internet. I will talk to y'all in just a few days. Bye.
Come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action. What we can be. Life with no distractions. We'll get away. This is what we wish.